This girl couldn't stand waking up at 7 a.m. every day for work anymore. She decided to find some remote place to end her life. Late at night, she flagged down a taxi, told the driver to take her somewhere isolated, deep in the mountains. 15 minutes later, the driver dropped her off at a guest house in a remote mountain village. It was already the middle of the night. The guest house owner was a young man around her age. He brought her hot water and toiletries, but she figured she wouldn't need any of it. After he left the room, she swallowed a mouthful of sleeping pills. Then she sent her boyfriend a goodbye text, and lay down on the floor, waiting for death to come. But on the third morning, she woke up unexpectedly, still groggy. She thought for about 10 seconds, then it finally hit her suicide attempt had failed. She opened the window. Outside, the sun was shining bright. Sparrows were chirping. A breeze drifted in. Her view was filled with lush green mountains. The fog in her head gradually cleared. Then the smell of grilled fish wafted up from downstairs. She left her room and went to the first floor. The young owner was in the kitchen making breakfast. She greeted him. He told her she'd been asleep for a full 32 hours. Since she hadn't died as planned, she might as well fill her stomach first. She hadn't eaten in 2 days. The food on the table looked incredible. She quickly finished her first bowl of rice. The owner actually seemed worried he hadn't cooked enough. While eating, she started talking to the owner. She introduced herself as Chizuru, and learned his name was Tamura. When it came to lodging and meal costs, Tamura said the guest house didn't get many guests, so he didn't really know how to price things. A regular guest house would be 5,000 yen per day. Tamura casually set the price at 1,000 yen. After the meal, Tamura went to wash dishes in the kitchen. With nothing to do, Chizuru suddenly didn't know what to do with herself. She could only leave the guest house and wander around this unfamiliar little mountain village. The village wasn't bustling. Along the road were many small wooden houses that villagers had abandoned. Chizuru walked up to one of the windows. In the mirror, she saw her hair was a complete mess like a bird's nest. As she fixed her hair, she noticed a dust-covered piano inside the house. She had no interest in touching it. Instead, she walked alone to a small hill in the village. Chizuru sat on the hillside all morning. Her mind naturally settled into calmness. There was no traffic or exhaust from the big city here. No crowds or noise from the big city. The scenery and air were both beautiful. For a moment, she forgot she'd originally come here to die. At noon, Chizuru returned to the guest house. Tamura was making soba noodles in the kitchen. She noticed something odd about Tamura's watch. The hands had clearly stopped moving, yet he still wore it on his wrist. While Chizuru was puzzling over this, Tamura suddenly asked her to try cutting noodles. Chizuru had never been good at refusing, so like always, she agreed and went along with it. After some busy work, Chizuru finished cutting the noodles, though the shape of the noodles was hard to look at. Either way, she'd cut them herself. Chizuru had no choice but to eat them anyway, despite their ugly appearance. When she tasted them, Chizuru found they weren't as bad as she'd expected. After lunch, Chizuru wandered again. She met an elderly couple by a bridge. The old woman was washing wild vegetables in the stream. Chizuru greeted her warmly. The old woman kindly returned her greeting. She'd only meant to pass by, but as she was leaving, the old woman suddenly called out to her. The old woman gave her a bag of oranges, as if she were giving something to a longtime neighbor. It seemed that in this little village, giving gifts to strangers was perfectly normal. Chizuru returned to that old wooden house again. Once more, she saw the piano through the window, but unlike last time, she suddenly felt interested in the piano. She randomly pressed the keys, listening to the sounds her fingers made on them. Later, she lay down in the woods, looking carefully at the oranges the old woman had given her. The whole village had no chaos or noise, just peaceful nature and warm, kind people. After just 2 days in this environment, Chizuru suddenly felt that maybe living wasn't such a bad thing after all.